Hi loves, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm gonna guys 5 seconds to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Alright Tollies, if you're already part of the channel, welcome back. This video is going to be my wedding Q&A. I've had a lot of people on this channel, on my social media, on TikTok, ask me about my experiences being a 2023 bride. So if you want to know all of the information and details and just knowledge that I've had so far about planning a wedding, then keep on watching. Alright, so I listed some questions that I've had people in the past ask me how wedding planning is going. So it's not necessarily like from beginning to end, but I just put down on my notes of like how many questions I've gotten and how frequent I get these questions. So obviously, I don't know if people know who watch me on this channel, but I am Nigerian American and I am going to be having a Nigerian and American wedding. So basically, to just put it all in one answer, I'm gonna have 2 weddings in one, and it's gonna be all day, and it's gonna be a lot. It's a lot of planning, but I know it's gonna be worth it. But it's a lot of planning. It's a lot of planning. There's a lot of planning for, you know, my friends that might not understand the Nigerian culture. So it's gonna be a lot of teaching, but it's gonna be so beautiful and so fun. The most expensive cost that I get, that like #1 question a lot, because everybody's wedding is different and everybody wants to have their wedding differently. But the most expensive cost for me would be the wedding decor itself. Like, I did not understand and couldn't grasp that chairs would cost $3,000 or $4,000 if you think about it. Like, these these chairs that you're only gonna sit there for a couple hours cost $3,000. So I think in itself, wedding decor is definitely like the bulk of what we're paying for. Decor. And decor, I mean, is the candles, is the table tree, it's the stage area for the couple, it's the flowers, it's the chairs, the tablecloth, the utensils, the plates, everything, the holders, the plate holders, like everything that you can think of, everything is a fee and everything is taxed. So I would say the most expensive cost would be wedding decor. What is your theme for the wedding? My theme is simple, chic, with a little twist of modern. I'm not really big on trends like that, so what you're gonna see with this wedding is gonna be definitely more modern and definitely more simple. I'm into like very earthy tone colors for the wedding, so it's definitely going to be something that's not too loud, not too flashy, something very elegant and very soothing on the eye. But I really, I'm not a person that like wants that flashiness. Like, no, I'm not. It's just too much. And yeah, I hope and pray that everything falls into place and everything comes together, and you know, yeah. So yeah, that is the theme for my wedding. Are you going to have kids at your wedding? No, we are not gonna have kids at our wedding, but we will have kids pertaining to the flower girl and ring bearer. Yes, we will have kids for that. But as far as having our guests bring their kids, we are not allowing that at our wedding. I just think that weddings is a time where it should be an adult only event. You want to let your hair down. You know, people that have kids, you know, I feel like this is a time for them to let loose and enjoy themselves and really be around other people and network and just really be within the love and the atmosphere. And I feel like if you have kids there, you just won't get that type of vibe. You know, you have to worry about your kids touching things, not ruining things, people like kids screaming when they're not supposed to scream, or like you just want peace and quiet, and you just, you know, I just feel like our guests shouldn't have to deal with that type of headache at a wedding. So yeah, no kids at the wedding. No kids. Okay, what is the most expensive thing you would have to include at the wedding? The most expensive thing you would have to include at the wedding? I don't know. I feel like the most expensive thing is obviously decor. I feel like that's usually, for a lot of weddings, the most expensive thing. I don't know anything else. I feel like obviously we're gonna have like a photo booth, like a photo wall for all of our guests to take pictures. So like, I don't know necessarily if like, that's the most expensive thing to me, would be the decor. Decor, honestly, when I look at my spreadsheet every day and see like what the cost that we've already made, the most expensive thing definitely would still be decor. I think I'm gonna go right back to decor. Oh, and decor, okay. I know what the most expensive thing would be that I have to include at the wedding. Videography. Guys, videography is really expensive, and I know these vendors do a great job. I am not knocking them. I know they do a fantastic job, but the price for photography, videography, food, liquor, and I'm having a big guest wedding, so like I get it, but like I feel like that's just so much money. And I want to look back in these memories and be like, okay, the quality was good, the angles was good, everything was good. So like, I really think that like videography for me was like the like second most expensive thing that I had to include at the wedding. Okay, this question is, what is our wedding budget? I don't feel comfortable disclosing that information, and obviously my husband doesn't as well, but just know it's a lot of money. Okay? Just know it's a lot of money. Oh, it's a lot of money. It is a lot of money, and when we originally tried to bring up a budget about what we wanted for the wedding, we think about the miscellaneous fees, we didn't think about all the little details that still is equivalent to money. We didn't think about that, but still, we are still within our range, and I'm very, very thankful. How involved has your fiance been? I mean, my husband has been super involved, and I'm actually surprised, honestly, because from like experiences that I've seen with like people that I know or like family members, usually like the man is not like, doesn't really care, just wants to know where he has to be at, what he has to do, what he has to wear, but he really isn't into like decor and vendors and color schemes and, you know, itinerary plans. Like, my husband is super involved, but in reality, I obviously call the shots on most of the things because he trusts me and he trusts my judgment, and he knows that whatever I pick, it's gonna go well. So he's pretty much let me do my thing, but of course, if I need help or if I have any questions about, you know, things that he might help out or he might put his input that might benefit this, then yeah, of course, I definitely ask. Like, it's definitely teamwork. And we definitely are organized with our spreadsheets and wedding bill calendars and all that type of stuff. So yeah, he has been extremely helpful. How many people, okay, how many guests are you gonna have at your wedding? So, we're gonna have a lot of people. We're gonna have a lot of people, and originally I wanted to have between 200 and 250 people at our wedding. However, my mom passed unexpectedly last year, and there's a lot of people that want to come to the wedding to honor my mom and to be there in support for her and for our family. So my dad, you know, and I definitely talked about extending our guest list. So now we're at 360 people. Yeah, so that's a lot of people. But I just, with Nigerian weddings, I've never been to a Nigerian wedding that doesn't have 300 plus people. So I knew that it was gonna have to get to that number anyway, but I'm very happy about the people that we invited, and I know that it's gonna just be a beautiful night. And within our culture comes giving back and just being in that moment to celebrate the couple. So I know that it's all going to be beneficial in the end. So yeah, it's a lot of people, but I've been at parties, I've had my parents plan parties in the past with that many people, and things have worked. So, you know, I think it's just a cultural thing, and you know, it's gonna be a lot of people. My husband isn't used to a lot of people at events like that, especially an event that's celebrating him. So I know it's gonna be a lot for him to endure, but I know it's gonna be fun once, you know, once everything has passed and we're just enjoying ourselves. It's gonna be a great time. Any tips for the bride-to-be? My number one tip would be to, if something cannot go your way, because I'm a perfectionist, if something cannot go your way, you really, really cannot sweat it. Don't dwell on it, because you will lose sleep, you will get pre-wrinkles, you will get pimples, you will gain weight, you will get all the stuff that you don't want as a bride, and it won't work in your favor. I feel like things that are supposed to happen and don't happen for your wedding happens for a reason. You might not understand that reason that time, but once the wedding comes, you're gonna be like, oh, I get it now. Why was I stressing? Like, why was I even like losing sleep over this? I promise, like, everything works out in the end. And making sure for any brides-to-be for 2024 or after 2023 is, please be sure to know who you are leaning into for support. Know who your friends and family are for support. Know who is going to really deliver for you and be there for you, because it really, really does matter. And once it gets closer to the crunch time, it really is going to matter about making sure that the people that you have signed to do duties will fulfill those duties. You have to make sure your support system is very, 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 very strong. Okay, because it all trickles down to making sure that people know their role, because you can't do everything by yourself as a bride. It's just not possible. And I learned that like the third month of this year, like around March, of understanding like, oh, I really cannot do this by myself. There's no possible way I can do this by myself. And for the brides that do it, I commend you, because this is a full-time job on top of another full-time job. So I really, really commend all the brides that really don't have the support system as they want to, but know that it gets better in the end. And I'm very, very thankful for the support system that I have, because I'm telling you, without the support system that I have, especially losing my mom, there'll be no wedding. Dylan and I would go to Jamaica and have a small wedding and just call it a day. Like there would be no sitting here trying to like stress over different things. So like, yeah, I would say that. Your Nigerian wedding traditions. My Nigerian wedding traditions are basically, so I am of Igbo descent. My parents, well, my mom is from Anambra State and my dad is from Enugu State. So it will be a Nigerian Igbo traditional ceremony. And what that entails is that the day before the wedding, or 2 days before the wedding, my family and Dylan family, we have basically called this event called a bride price. And basically it's a dowry in our culture where the groom's family figures out a price tag for me to basically take me out of my dad's, you know, family possession, whatever you want to call it. And that's about 2 hours. And then obviously you celebrate over food and drinks and you have a good time. The day of, obviously, you start with breaking of the kola nut, basically initiating that this is the start of a marital situation, marital ceremony. So the breaking of the kola nut, it basically entices the unity of the couple, and basically to start the ceremonial duties from there. Then after that is the wine carrying. Basically, I'm going to be in my wine carrying dress, and I'm going to be basically having a cup of wine and searching for my husband in the midst of this big crowd. So that happens. I get my blessing from my dad, and we are now officially a couple. And then We walk out as a couple, we dance in our native wear and native traditional clothes, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful event. And it seems long on paper, but in reality, I've seen these weddings and it's just like a blink of an eye. The traditional ceremony is done, but it's very, very nice to be around my culture, be around people in my culture, and have Dylan's, side of the family be around it too. It's just gonna be a really, really beautiful night. And I'm just super, 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 super excited. It's crazy that, in September, we'll be here. So yeah, that's pretty much a Nigerian wedding. Obviously, you see on Instagram or on TikTok, the money spraying, the dance, like, we're doing all of that and more. All of that and more. Like, it's gonna be really, really nice. What has been the most stressful part of planning a wedding? The most stressful part of planning a wedding would be not getting the response in a timely manner with people. Like, I mean, vendors, sometimes family and friends, like, not getting the answer in a timely manner, especially when you provide somebody a due date or a deadline and you give them an ample amount of time to, gather these thoughts and gather what they need to do, and they still don't do it. I think that's just the most stressful thing. And it's like, my money's on the line. Like, weddings aren't cheap, so like, the more we wait and prolong this, the more gonna get harder. And I just feel like I really just don't like it. It's very annoying. I think that's the most stressful thing. And also the other stressful thing would be to like just dishing all this money to these vendors and not seeing the finishing product. Like, I have dreams. I go to bed and I just replay about like, how is this wedding going to look? And it freaks me out because I'm such a control freak and I want to know like verbatim what I'm getting. But obviously that's the beauty of wedding planning, which everybody tells me, but still it's really, really nerve-wracking that like there's so much money on the line and you don't even know what you're gonna get until the day of your wedding. Like, imagine, like, that's crazy, right? Crazy. Elaborate on how you prepped. Elaborate on how you prepped yourself for the wedding, please. Skincare and all, hair and all. Okay, so I'm pretty much done the same thing I've done since forever, like for years now. I just do the same skincare routine. I do facial steamer, like I facially steam my face. I do that. I should do like actual real professional like facial spas, but I just moving to Florida, I just didn't have the time and I just don't know a lot of spas out here. So I definitely would say like I get my nails done, I get my hair done, I deep condition my hair when I can, I take care of my skin, I drink a lot of water because Florida heat, it does not play. I drink a lot of water. I also work out. I still go to the gym. I do Pilates now on Saturdays now just to like alleviate a lot of tension on my joints because I've been like weightlifting a lot these past couple of months. So I'm just trying to like make sure that my body's flexible, it's very stoic, it's very firm, but it still feels good. So Pilates has definitely helped lately, and just drinking a lot of water, watching my diet, eating a lot of fruits. It's just a lot of things that have come together to make sure that I look good, but also I feel good at the same time. So nothing really has changed since I've been doing, life. Okay, where are you going for your honeymoon? I don't know yet. I don't know where we're going for our honeymoon. So we have two options, and I don't want to say it right now because they really might change, but they are both in Africa. I'll give you guys that. They're both in Africa. However, with Dylan's military schedule, it's very hard to plan something right now. So we're putting that on pause right now because I feel like the wedding is just taking so much of our lives and our time that we really want to be able to recuperate after the wedding. So we're probably gonna wait out for a little, maybe a couple of months until we go on our honeymoon. And yeah, it's definitely gonna be in Africa. I just can't tell you where because it might change, but yes, We know where we're gonna go for our honeymoon. I want it to be a surprise. I really don't want to tell anybody just yet, because knowing me, I might just change my mind last minute and be like, we're not going to this, we're gonna go somewhere else. So yeah, that is it. I think those are all the questions that I usually have gotten throughout this whole year about the wedding. And yeah, it has been a roller coaster with wedding planning, but I am very, very thankful. We're almost to the finish line. I'm so thankful for my wedding planner Addie, my cousin too. She's my wedding planner and cousin and bridesmaid. I love her to death. She has been just a pioneer for this whole process. I want to thank all my aunties who are all my second moms. I want to thank my bridesmaids. I want to thank my husband. I want to just thank everybody for just being so supportive and just being a leaning shoulder for anything. And I tell this, and I'm going to reiterate this for the rest of my life. If it wasn't for my family and friends, there would be no wedding. Okay, wedding. So always, I'm so internally thankful for my support system. If it wasn't for you guys, there'll be no wedding. I really am thankful. I'm just happy that, you know, I'm able to celebrate with all my family and friends. So yeah, guys, that is it. That is my wedding Q&A. I hope I answered all the questions for you guys. Still, there is so much I want to show you guys. So just please be sure to like, share, and subscribe my channel, and I will be doing more of these wedding stuff, okay, for you guys. Take care. Bye.